Hello, I'm Susan Woods, your self appointed Black Lives Matter investigator. Thank you so much for your time. I'm continuing with the series entitled Why Black Lives Matter Money is Hard to Follow. Why Black Lives Matter Money is Hard to Follow. And we are still on reason number 3, no accountability. This time we're talking about factor 6, which is which companies support Black Lives Matter. There are 5 reasons Black Lives Matter money is hard to follow. 1, no structure. 2, no transparency. 3, no accountability. 4, no consequences. And 5, no next steps. Again, we're on reason number 3, no accountability. Factor 6, which deals with the companies. There are 10 factors under reason 3, and we're talking about factor 6 today, which pertain to the companies that invest in Black Lives Matter. Here are some examples of the logos of companies that have invested in Black-led organizations. And I say it that way because the research is going to show that these companies are very smooth in their advertising strategies. And I'm happy about it, to be honest with you, because apparently some of the companies completed their due diligence by really studying the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation and the Black Lives Matter entities to determine whether or not they should attach their brand to those organizations. So in the research, I'm going to show you some interesting points that I learned about these companies. And I have to say, I am relieved. So let's take a look. Here is the question I'm going to ask you to see if you can answer after I go through or after I show you the information that I'm going to share. Here is the question. Did companies support the Black Lives Matter entities, such as the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation and all of the subsidiaries and former chapters, and then the 501c3 entities? Did companies support the Black Lives Matter entities, or did the companies support the Black Lives Matter movement or so-called movement? In other words, did companies have to come out and say, look, we have to do something, but we are not comfortable giving money directly to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or its subsidiaries, but we have to make a statement. So let's say we support the slogan Black Lives Matter. And let's say that we are going to get on the bandwagon of the movement, but we're going to be careful about how we donate our money. Maybe we could donate our money to Black-led organizations other than the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation and its subsidiaries. So let's look at the research that I'm going to share, and you will be able to answer this question after you view the information. Did companies support the Black Lives Matter entities or the Black Lives Matter movement? All right. So let me pause my screen. I'm so excited to share this with you. So let me pause my screen. You know how I have to do. I don't have any technicians over in the corner helping me out. So I appreciate your patience with me transitioning the way that I have to do it. But I want to share some information that I think you are going to be happy to learn about as well. It helps me breathe a sigh of relief, to be quite frank about it. Okay, so here we are. I'm getting ready to pull it up now. Um, Here it comes. Okay, what I'm sharing with you 3 links to information that I found pertaining to the companies or brands or corporations, whatever you want to call it, that actually invested or perhaps not invested in the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation and the subsidiary entities. So here's a report from CNET, and it says these are the major brands donating to the Black Lives Matter movement. So, in other words, they're saying we believe Black Lives Matter, the slogan, but we don't know if we're going to invest in the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or its entities. So it says find out where brands like Target, Walmart, and Facebook are donating right now. And this article comes from Mercy Livingston, dated June 16th, 2020, in the heart of the movement. Okay. So the killing of George Floyd last month, while in the custody of Minneapolis police officers, has set off a wave of protest and dialogue on racial injustice that has continued unabated for weeks. And many corporations, big and small, have joined the conversation, issuing statements, vowing to stand with the Black Lives Matter movement. Some tech behemoths like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and others have followed up on their supportive words with major donation pledges, is a key word here, pledges too. Other companies have yet to put their money where their mouth is. Ouch. Okay, so let's just take a look. And I'm not going to read all of the information here, but again, this article divides the companies into different categories. So the technology companies mentioned here are as follows. Many of the large tech companies in the US have donated substantial sums to the cause. You see these slick words that they're using? They're smart. Google has committed $12 million, while both Facebook and Amazon are donating $10 million to various groups that fight against racial injustice. Apple is pledging a whopping $100 million for a new racial equity and justice initiative that would challenge the systematic barriers to opportunity and dignity that exist for communities of color, not just Black people, and particularly for the Black community, but not just for the Black community, according to Apple CEO Tim Cook. Okay, so let me scroll down, and I'm going to put this link in the description for you so that you can read more about it in your time. Big box stores like Walmart. Walmart announced that it will contribute $100 million over 5 years to create a new center for racial equality. Okay, not directly to Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. Target announced a $10 million commitment in an effort to advance social justice through supporting partners like the National Urban League and the African American Leadership Forum. The brand also committed 10,000 hours of pro bono consulting for small business in the Twin Cities that are Black owned or owned by people of color. So no specific mention there of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. Home Depot. Home Depot CEO Craig Minier announced a 1 million donation to the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under law, not directly to Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. Okay. Gaming companies, EA Games announced a $1 million donation to improve racial equality, starting with donations to the Equal Justice Initiative. That is my favorite. Equal Justice Initiative, started by Brian Stevenson. You can go to eji.org, and they donated to the National NAACP Legal Defense Fund and Educational Fund. Okay. No mention of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation here. Square Enix, never heard of them, but in a tweet earlier this month, they announced a $250,000 donation in addition to matching employee donations to the Black Lives Matter organization and other charities. So this is kind of blurry. It says to the Black Lives Matter organization and other charities. What other charities? So this is where it gets kind of blurry, but that's okay. I think this is Ubisoft. It's a gaming company. Tweeted that the company would donate $100,000 to the NAACP and Black Lives Matter organization. Again, blurry because we don't know how much went to each organization. Etsy announced a total contribution of $1 million in an Instagram post. The company is donating $500,000 to the Equal Justice Initiative, my favorite, and $500,000 to the, I can't pronounce this word, I won't even try, Philanthropies Black Led Movement Fund, and will be matching employee donations. Okay. So they are splitting the donations again, but no mention of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. H&M pledging $500,000. And I'm not going to read all of these. You can go back and read them. Like I said, the links to these, to this information are in the description. So you can go back and read it yourself. But as you can see, several companies or several brands did come out last year and make an announcement that they were going to support mostly Black led organizations, not necessarily Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or the entities. All right. Spanx, Spanx, Levi, Gap, Warby Parker, Lululemon, Lululemon. I'm sorry, everybody, if I'm just totally messing up these names. I apologize. Nike, McDonald's, Wendy's, Coca-Cola, Honest Beauty, Anastasia Beauty, Glossier, Health and Wellness Companies, United Health Group, Whoop, Peloton. Okay, so this is the list that CNET compiled, and I'll just go back through very quickly for you, just to scroll down to let you see them again. Walmart, Target, Home Depot, gaming companies, EA Games, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Etsy, clothing and accessories brands, Etsy, H&M, Everlane, Tom's Shoes, Spanx, Levi, Gap Brands, Warby Parker. Let you read this statement. And again, you can go back and look at them yourself. But again, as you can see, and when you go back and read for yourself, if you did a tally, you would be surprised to see that a lot of these organizations and companies and brands are not donating directly to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or the entities. They are donating to Black led organizations. They are donating to support the movement or the slogan, but not necessarily to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. And that makes me so happy. I'm going to go to another link. I'm going to pause the sharing just for a moment while I go to another link so that you can see even more information about companies that are that donated last year, but not necessarily to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation. So here is an article. Let me resume my sharing. And thank you so much. You've been so patient with this transition. So Elle reports, here's the Elle report. Here are the companies that have donated to the Black Lives Matter. What is the word? Movement. Meaning we're not giving directly to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or the entities, but we are supporting this movement. Okay. We support the slogan. All right. So I'm not going to read all of this. You can look at it yourself by clicking on the link. I want to get down to the businesses, and I'm just going to read the names of the businesses: Sephora, Everlane, Ghani, Honest Beauty, Savage X Fenty, and that's Rihanna's brand, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and some of these we saw in the other list. Prebal Gurung, don't shoot me. Glow Recipe, Pretty Little Thing, Color Pop, Color Pop, I think that's it. I think Color is French. Lip Slut, okay. Fashion Nova, Etsy again, Tom's again, Glossier again, YouTube. Okay, we stand in solidarity against racism and violence. When members of our community hurt, we all hurt. We are pledging $1 million in support of efforts to address social injustice. Okay, that's kind of blurry. Spanx again, Kalina Strata, Shine, Aritzia, Warby Parker again. I'm not even going to try this word, everybody, and I apologize. I know I am mispronouncing these words. Please forgive me. Don't beat me up in the comments, please. Boy Smells, Gap again, Billy, Elf, Peloton, Lula Lemon again, Fabletics, Sunday Riley, For Love and Lemons, Bliss, Amazon again. So that's a pretty long list of companies, and some of them overlap with the first list. I want to show one more list. Please indulge me with one more list because I want you to see the companies that may or may not have given to Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation directly last year. And I think that's important to point out because a lot of people, myself included, miscalculated the number of people, the number of companies that gave. And I am relieved to know that not as many as I thought gave money to Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or the entities, since they do not provide financial transparency. So here's another company. Here's another article rather by BuiltIn. And this one says these companies took action in support of hashtag Black Lives Matter. Lasting change will require more than statements of support. And this article was by Tatum Hunter, August 17th, 2020, updated June the 2nd, 2021. I'm not going to read the introductory information, just look at the companies. And I like the way they listed the companies. Airbnb, A16Z, Bumble, Cisco. I'm just going to scroll down because there are too many to read out loud, but you can go back. Again, the link is in the description. Okay. IBM, Microsoft, just a few. Reddit, Robinhood, Shopify, Snap, Uber, Tectonic. Okay. And then this article goes on to talk about taking steps to support Black employees and customers. And then here's the list again with more explanations as to how they invested the money of their donations. Airbnb, A16Z, Bumble, Cisco, DocuSign, DoorDash, and so on and so forth, as you can see here. Okay. So what do you think? Are you as relieved as I am about this news? I am so happy. So I'm going to pause my screen so we can wrap this video up. But I am so relieved, I guess is the word, to know that it wasn't as bad as I thought. These companies, I should have known, but these companies did their due diligence. They have too much to risk in terms of which companies they give money to publicly, especially. So they did their due diligence, a lot of them, most of them, I would say, and decided that they were not going to give directly to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation or its subsidiaries, and to just support the movement in general. So I'm thankful. So here's the question again. Did companies support the Black Lives Matter entities, like the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation and the entities, or the Black Lives Matter movement? And I'm happy to say and relieved to say that the majority supported the movement in their various ways. So that's comforting to know. All right. So continuing on, one of my private investigators slash supporters sent me an email message, and he suggested that, although I am planning to create my report, my comprehensive report of all of my findings, and send the report to the FBI, to the IRS, to CEOs of these major companies, and to other people that I feel might be able to help us determine where the money is going. He suggested that I create a petition. Now, he did not suggest change.org, but I thought change.org would be a great place to create a petition to demand financial transparency. So I did create a petition, and the name of the petition on change.org is Black Lives Matter, Demonstrate Financial Transparency. This is the demand. So if you feel comfortable signing your name to the petition, I would appreciate it very much. If you don't feel comfortable, hey, I understand. Sometimes signing petitions can come back to haunt you many, many years later. So I certainly understand if you don't feel comfortable signing, but if you would, check it out. And if you have some suggestions on the way that I've written the petition, please don't hesitate to let me know that either. And thank you for your support. Finally, thank you. The Black Lives Matter investigations will end today, June 30th, 2021. I'm planning to inundate you with several videos because I would like to finish with the videos that I promised that I would upload. I would like to get them uploaded today. But if I don't, well, my heart was in the right place. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And have a great day.